each of the processes of river erosion for me? So right now I'm opening the PowerPoint presentation on the work of rivers. That's where you guys need to be right now. So you need to open your PowerPoint on the work of rivers. Bear in mind, you guys had homework and you were supposed to create a PowerPoint presentation using the file, using the link that I gave you on facts about rivers. You were supposed to use each and every one of the tabs that were there to create your own PowerPoint presentation using the information from there. You were supposed to have that PowerPoint presentation ready for me for today. So I expect that you would have it uploaded in Google Drive or emailed to me. For the last time, I'm telling you all, I do not want you posting your homework on the page, on the stream page. Do not post your homework there. That page is for me to put announcements, put things that I want you to do, whatever information. I do not want you putting your work there. I'm going to remove it, and when it's removed, I'm not even going to open it. Don't put it there. Right? I told you you can email the work to me, right? But I prefer that you upload all the work in the Google Drive, right? So in that way, you can make a reference to the work, and I can make reference to it, I can edit it, etc. All right? So upload your work there. Don't put it in the stream. Another thing, again, I told you guys that I'm going to migrate the class soon. So you'll be in a room just like this one, the same everything. It's just that I'm going to discard this classroom and I'm going to open a new one for security reasons. All right. So in the process of migrating all of my classes into new rooms. So when you go there, it's the same thing. It's just that you'll be in another room. All the work is going to be placed into that room for you as well. So nothing really is going to change. So if it is you, and for those of you who don't like to listen when I'm speaking in class, if you go on this page and you realize that nothing is there or nothing is going on or whatever, it's because I have migrated the class. But I will let you know. I will send you a notification and I will let you know. In addition to that, you will receive an invitation to join the class as well. All right, so I'm telling you guys, I'm in the process of doing that. So don't, be alarmed if you see another invitation to join my class. So on the PowerPoint presentation with your notes on the work of rivers, according to your course outline, we have to look at the work of rivers. All right, so I'm on the work of rivers right now. Yes, sir. Who is this speaking to me?
Joshua. You said that you're gonna send a yes, miss. You said you're gonna send a video first, like send it.
Pardon?
The video you said from last class. You say you was gonna send a video first to send on you the work, so we'll know how to do it.
I didn't give you the video, Mr. Gaffney.
No, miss, I didn't.
No, miss, you didn't send it.
Didn't I post it in the chat? The link to the video? I literally went like immediately. You sure?
So sure that I posted.
Excuse me, miss. Free homework.
No, miss. It has nothing there.
All right.
Excuse me, miss. Free homework. Free about
Just now. Okay. What day did I have you guys? Tuesday, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. What period? What time? What period I had you guys?
Third period. 10 o'clock.
Okay. What period is that?
Third period, man.
But third period would have been at 10 o'clock, not so?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And so, are you guys seeing my screen?
Yeah, miss.
Are you guys seeing my screen? All right, so, all right. So this is my internet search history. Tuesday, September the 29th, 2020. You can see everything that I did and the time that I did it. And during that period, you guys had asked me how to post work in on Google Drive. And I went and I searched for it. This is it here. Upload files and folders to Google Drive. How to upload documents on Google Drive. How to upload documents on Google Classroom. How to upload a file to the Google Classroom, that's the video, and how to submit it, the tutorial. I copied and I pasted the links for all of these things that I searched for you during class time. And you can see the time because I had your class from 10 a.m. I copied and I pasted the links for all of it during class time, and I posted it inside of the chat, in the classroom chat, for each and every one of you to have access to it and see it. So I cannot understand why you all would tell me that I did not post that information for you. That information you're giving me is grossly inaccurate, and I have a serious issue where students don't give accurate information about things that I did. All right, I have a serious problem with that, because it was during your class I went and I searched for it, and I did paste the links in the chat for you, one after the next.
Miss, I'm not seeing it either, miss. You didn't. It's not saying you sent anything.
Excuse me, miss.
So listen, Mr. Guy, be quiet. So listen, once the Meet link has been closed off or has been ended, the history of the chat goes away. All of that information goes away unless I screenshot or you screenshot it or whatever the case is. I put it in the chat. So naturally, whenever you start a new meeting, a new Meet link, a fresh chat will come up, right? So it means that the information from last class chat will not be in today's chat, like all the things you all are typing in the chat now.
I thought you sent it in the classroom.
No, I did not send it in the classroom. I put it in the chat for you guys as soon as you guys asked me how to do it. As soon as you told me. Thursday. As soon as you guys told me that you were not sure how to do it, during the class, I went and I Googled it, and I got everything for you one time. Does anyone recall that I went during class time and got that information for you all? Does anyone recall seeing that information in the chat? Only one person out of 30 people, only one person. Okay, good. Thank you very much. So, right, thank you. So I did post the information there. If it is you want me to post the information in the stream on the class page, I can do that for you, but don't tell me I didn't do it. All right? That is something completely different. And I have a serious problem with misrepresenting things that I did or things that I said. A serious problem with that. Anyway, so we're going back to the PowerPoint presentation, right? We have a few minutes and we want to make it count. We want to finish looking at all of the processes of erosion. So Maybe I can share my screen with you guys so we will all be on the same page. Does anyone not see my screen when I'm sharing it?
I don't see it when you're sharing it.
You don't?
I do.
Shaquille, you don't?
I do.
I do, okay. Okay, I asked if anyone doesn't see it. So I'm going to present my screen now. Right, so we are looking at the work of rivers, and remember we said that rivers can, the work of rivers include erosion, transportation, and deposition. Yes? So rivers have three main functions. We said that. We also said that rivers, so one of the functions of rivers is to erode, right? Erosion. And erosion can happen in 4 different ways. Can anyone recall for me the 4 ways that erosion can happen, can occur? Can anyone recall?
Corrosion, corrosion, hydraulic action, and attrition.
Very good.
Corrosion, hydraulic action, attrition.
Very good. Excellent. Tell me now, corrosion is also known as what? Can anyone recall what corrosion is also known as? Corrosion is also known as? It begins with an A word.
Abrasion.
Abrasion. That's correct. That's correct. Very good. So corrosion is also known as abrasion. Now, we did explain what corrosion is. Can anyone explain it for me? Can someone explain the process of corrosion for me quickly before we move on? Can someone explain the process of corrosion for me, please, quickly before we move on?
Corrosion or corrosion?
Corrosion. Hi, morning. Okay. All right, sorry about that. So yes, so corrosion, which is also known as abrasion. Explain it for me quickly, please. No one can explain it?
Wood carried by a river grinds against the bed and the walls on the bed of the river.
Right, the walls, they're also called what? The bank of the river, right? Very good. So when the small stones or pebbles and fine particles grind against the rocks that are lodged in the banks and on the bed of the river, those rocks, they are grind down. Right, the smaller rock particles and the sediments and such, they rub against those bigger rocks and they wear them down. Right, they rub against them and they grind them down. This we could say is like a sandpaper action, just like how sandpaper would grind down a piece of wood. That is how those rocks are worn down. They are broken down into smaller pieces or fragments because of those other particles, rock particles, or small or tiny rocks which rub against them. Right? This process again we call corrosion. Abrasion. Do not forget that. Let's move right along now to attrition. Attrition occurs when, yes?
Oh, never mind. Come on.
Not on my screen.
Stop.
Miss,
Are you guys seeing me?
yes,
Change
now
my settings. It's not moving properly again.
it's lagging a little bit.
Well, as long as you guys are hearing me, right? You all are hearing me? y'all don't need to see me per se, but y'all are hearing me.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss. I heard you fine.
All right, very well. Okay, nice. So let's move on. Right. So attrition. So what happens with attrition? You have these little rock paths, these little rocks, these tiny rocks, right? They bounce and they jump up and down as the water is carrying them along, right? So these little rocks now, they may strike or bump into the rocks that are in the bed of the river. And when they bounce into them, they may
breaking up plenty.
Yeah. The green dot is real.
Miss, are you speaking? Everything
are
is
you there?
frozen. Miss, hello? Hello? Hello, miss?
Oh, yeah, miss.
Miss Frozen.
Miss
Miss, if you could hear, we log off and log back on. If you could hear, we log off and log back on.
I don't.
Wait,
Miss, if you could hear, we log off and log back on.
SQ, calm yourself now. She cannot hear us.
1 million thing.
Hey, I'm just saying if it's a possibility.
2 FPS.
Are you
Nah, she
sure
good.
though? Are
So
you
come back.
sure though?
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am.
Are you?
I could have been an accident, SQ. Calm down.
I want to know a fun thing. What's the name of the ramen guy from Naruto?
What?
You're an idiot.
I honestly don't.
What's the name of the ramen guy?
Guy, how you like it?
Ichiraku. Ichiraku ramen, yeah. That's him. That's him.
Fuck yeah.
Ichiraku ramen.
I just always call it the ramen guy.
It's a hardcore Naruto fan, you know.
Yeah, and it's pissed me off when people call it like that, right? You can't forget. Suicide is doing real.
I watch Naruto right now.
Yeah, I know that long time.
Just done you good?
What's Obama's last name?
Okay, why you always have to be so salty?
It's okay.
Yo, fellas, chill out.
Dog, anyone see episode?
Just shut up. Nobody has talking to you.
Just some come here 3-1 boy. You see your face and go to
Dog, shut up. We in school. Shut up.
You might go first.
Miss your mic off.
Miss your mic off.
Thank you. Be quiet now. My connection is giving trouble this morning, and I have two different sets of networks here, just to prevent any kind of disruptions. Two separate networks, and both of them giving trouble. So I don't know what to say right now. Just now, Jadam, it's okay. So let us go back to the explanation real quick. I want us to finish. We have 5 minutes and we are going to finish. All right. So we were talking about attrition, and I was explaining to you, giving you an example with attrition. When thrown against the sides and bed of the river, the load gets broken into smaller pieces. So what happens is you have load is anything transported by the river, right? And when that material is when it bounces or it strikes or hits other rocks that are found along the bed or sides of the river, they get broken up into pieces. All right, so that is attrition. So hydraulic action. What happens with hydraulic action? The work of turbulence, to the work of turbulence in the water. So what happens is when the water is flowing and it's flowing powerful, right? When the water is in the upper course of the river, it's powerful, right? And it's strong. So what happens is the running water causes friction. Friction is like the rubbing against of something. Friction in the joints of rocks in the stream channel. The joints may be enlarged and loosened fragments of the rocks may get swept away. So what happens is okay, I have 3 more minutes. So with hydraulic action, what happens is the force of the water actually slams into the rocks, right? When the water slams into rocks that are lodged on the banks of the river and along the bed of the river, when that water keeps coming into contact with those rocks, the joints that are found, the joints that are in the rocks, the water forces itself in between those joints. And because of the force of impact of the water hitting those rocks, the joints will widen, and eventually the joints will become weakened and they will break apart. They will fall apart and the rocks would break up into pieces. So that is what happens with hydraulic action. All right. Now, corrosion. Now, there is a difference between corrosion and corrosion. Remember, corrosion is not the same as corrosion. Corrosion is also known as abrasion, and corrosion is the sandpaper action of smaller rock particles, small rock fragments and sediments rubbing against rocks that are on the bed and banks of the river. Corrosion, on the other hand, is the chemical action. Say that again. So can I finish? Who is that? Who's having problems hearing me there?
Miss Darius said, ask if you could say that again, you were breaking the really bad frame.
All right. So I'll repeat, right? But we have 2 more minutes. Well, 2 more minutes. So try to pay attention, okay? So, right. So corrosion is the chemical action of the water on rocks. So certain minerals and rocks, like limestone rock, can be dissolved by water, right? And the rocks are therefore broken down or eroded. So the water, the river water, carries with it a weak solution, or the river water in itself is a weak solution, right? And it may have carbonic acid, where you have when rainwater mixes with carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, forms this carbonic acid mixture. So when that rainwater actually gets into the stream, it can have an effect on certain rocks which are soluble, some rocks which react to the carbonic acid carried in the river water. So one rock in particular that is affected in this way, that is dissolved by the river water, is a limestone rock. So corrosion entails the dissolving or the breaking down of rocks as a result of chemical reactions in the water. All right, so let us review the processes of river erosion again. The last one we just spoke about was corrosion, and it is also known as solution. It involves the chemical action of the water on rocks. The other one is hydraulic action, which involves the force of the water hitting the rocks, slamming into those rocks, widening the joint spaces in the rocks, weakening those joints, and causing the rocks to fall apart. The other process is attrition, where you have small boulders, small pebbles or stones that strike into each other, and breaking apart, right? The first one we looked at was corrosion, also known as abrasion, and this is the sandpaper action of fine particles of silt or stone as they rub against other rocks which are found in the bed and sides of the river. So I want you guys to go over these processes. Next day we will be looking at processes of river transportation. So you could continue reading ahead in your slides. You will get a test. I've been saying that to you for quite some time. The test is going to be up to where we stopped today, processes of river erosion, as well as everything that we have done so far for the term. It is now 9:46 and our class time has come to an end. If you have any other question, you can say just now. If you have any questions, you can